My name is Mary Ellen, and I live in Bartlett, Illinois, serve in Bloomingdale, Illinois. I currently serve as a cantor, leading the music at liturgy, and I also serve as a choir member for many years. But Point A began about 30 years ago, and I had a 3-year-old at the time, and there was a call at church, I guess, if that's the call, for catechists for 3-year-old preschool. And I signed my son up, and I volunteered also at that time to be a catechist, and that was the beginning. And that word, being called, was something that I really pondered and fretted over, because I asked priests, I asked retreat leaders that were at the parish, how do you know you're called? How do you know you're called? And I asked everyone for, I would say, over 2 years, and they would just say, you just know, you just know. Well, I was kind of waiting for God to sort of say, Mariel, and I call you, and that really didn't happen, but it really happened through my yes to ministry, at that time 3-year-old preschool, and that went on through catechists of 5 different grades, and adult formation, RCIA sponsor, worship commission, and baptism ministry for 21 years. And all those were calls. And sometimes the calls were to say no, and I think you know you're called. Also sometimes to say no, and that also means a yes. When ministries didn't work out or wasn't time, to say no was all right also. And my husband used to answer the phone. I maybe in the 80s when caller ID was popular or just had come out. It would be someone from church, and he would answer the phone with, whatever it is, the answer is yes. And we did that for a year, and then I started answering the phone. So. I think always I've learned a term from a professor of mission in reverse. It could be even service in reverse. You might go out to mission to do something, to serve people, but what happens is that you receive a gift back, and that's always been what sustained me. Feeling the Holy Spirit, knowing that when you're doing something or teaching children or young people or RCIA, whatever it might be, that that there's those goosebump moments, those moments when you know, yes, this is what I love to do. And I've had those. They've sustained me and invited me to go on to a lay formation program, which then led me to go pursue a degree in as a master's degree in pastoral studies. And I continue with continuing education myself, always taking classes, always learning. There's always something new to learn. And spiritual direction has also been something that sustained me. Yeah. Not to worry too much about that call that I worried so much about a long time ago, but sometimes it's just easiest to just say yes, and let God kind of lead where you're meant to go. And Jesus didn't call, he called the disciples from the laity, and we are the laity. And Jesus calls us every day in ministry, in daily life, in so many ways. But not to get hung up on the call, because it's just always around us, I think.